So I'm going to hand it over to Megan. And let's just give Megan a warm welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan. I am actually at the University of St. Joseph in my Master's of Public Health right now with a concentration in sports nutrition. So I'm very interested in that field as well. So we do have 2 recipes that we're going to go over today. Keep in mind, I'm not a professional, so just bear with me. And if you guys do have any questions, feel free to shout them out. And if you need me to adjust my screen so you can see better, please let me know as well. So I figured we would start with the stuffed tomato omelet. I'm not sure if you guys have the recipes in front of you, but I do have them in front of me as well, so I'll go over them. So just to start, just a kind of housekeeping, before you cook, I washed my hands before this presentation, so definitely one of the things you want to do. And then I also washed my vegetables. So we have tomatoes and some peppers. So I washed those just to kind of make sure, you know, they're clean, and set them aside. So I did that to start, just so you guys are aware. So we're gonna start with the stuffed tomatoes. So we're gonna look through our ingredients. We have the 1 large tomato, which I have here. We're gonna set that aside. And then 4 eggs over here. And then we're gonna have a 1/2 cup. So we got our measuring cup right here. And then we're gonna fill that up with our favorite vegetables. So mine are bell peppers, onions, and spinach. So you guys can choose kind of what you like. If you like those, great. And then we got our salt and pepper over here, and our chili powder for some extra flavor. And then the olive oil, we're gonna cook in our pan to get things started. So we're gonna start, if we're following with our directions, we're gonna cut the tomato into thick slices, and then we're gonna take out the center. So just be careful when you are cutting. If you do need help or any assistance, feel free to ask anyone surrounding. If you don't feel comfortable using a knife, definitely practice knife safety. Make sure your fingers are not too close. So I'm gonna move this a little bit closer here so you can see. There we go. So we got our medium tomato right here. We're gonna cut it like the long way, and I'm gonna keep my fingers far away. So we're gonna cut some thick slices here, and as many as you can kind of get out of your tomato. And then if we're following with our directions, we're gonna remove that inside piece. So we can cut a little square around it. And then push it, maybe push it through. Here. And then see, we have our little tomato circle. So we'll set that aside. We'll keep cutting as many as we can, being careful with our knife. There we go. There's another little one. It's kind of more of a square, but let's see. And then I'll do one more for you guys. Pop it out and set that aside. So we got 3 little tomato circles, and we'll set those aside. So the next step, we're gonna chop our little insides of the tomato, and we're gonna use that to make our omelet. So we're just gonna kind of chop them into little small pieces. Being careful with our fingers. And then we're gonna throw them into this bowl. And we're gonna cut the rest of them into small pieces. Does anyone have any questions so far about cutting the insides?
I do.
Yeah?
How do you cut the insides with a knife to get the seeds out?
Yes. So I just cut it into a little square, kind of going around, and then I just popped it through with my fingers. But you can also, if you don't feel comfortable cutting it with a knife, you can also kind of take a spoon and even like dig it out if you want. Cut the rest of this. So we're kind of using,
I was trying to make that. I was trying to make that for my family. How can I do that?
you can do this.
I can try. Because I came in here for the weekend too, so I'm asking.
Yeah. Well,
Teresa, do you like breakfast recipes?
I'm Megan. Can you wear safety gloves sometimes when cutting this food?
oh yes, definitely. I personally don't have any at home, but if you do have those would be great.
Thanks. Have we met?
Man,
I
we don't
think-
have that.
We might
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. All right.
Any other questions relating to cutting the tomato? We're good? All right, so the next step is we're gonna take the rest of our vegetables, our favorite kind of vegetables. So like I said, I picked a bell pepper and some onions. So I washed those before. So we're just gonna chop those up. Again, if you have safety gloves, those would be great. Or if you have someone around you who could help and is familiar with cutting, that would be great as well. So we're gonna chop those into kind of fine pieces. And then we're gonna add them to our measuring cup. So we're gonna do a half of a cup of the vegetable.
Yes, yes. No. Oh,
Kimberly put in the chat that she loves onions a lot. And I think we know that. Kimberly likes all the vegetables
Good. I love onions.
and the sweets. We're
Oh yeah, I love onions of actually all different kinds of onions. I will eat.
Good. So you could even put, if you didn't like peppers, you could just put like half a cup of onions if you really wanted.
right. Yep.
All right, so we'll do a little bit of peppers in here. You see, I didn't fill it all the way to that half cup because I'm gonna add some onions and then a little bit of spinach.
You put scissors. This is the measuring cup.
oh, okay.
I put
Chop
scissors
those
in
up.
the measuring cup and snip. You can say that. Where's the pen?
So Jeff is asking if we have the rest. So Jeff just said, this looks like a very healthy meal. I hope you enjoy it. Do you by any chance have the recipe? So
That's
Jeff,
great.
we can send you the recipe right after after the Zoom room. We'll
All right.
send you both recipes with the shopping list.
Okay, I was just asking. That's all. Yeah, just asking.
And Max put in there, he likes the banana peppers. I
Oh,
like
good.
those too. You could put those in.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't like spinach, swap it out for something else that you do like.
Sometimes.
Add a little more spinach. All right, so you guys can see we're at about a half cup. So I'm gonna add that to my bowl with the tomatoes that I cut up before, those chunks of tomatoes. And then if you are following along with the recipe, we're gonna add our salt, our pepper, and our chili powder. So we have 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, which, all right. We're gonna add in here. And then I did measure out the pepper. We have 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Gonna add it in there. And then 1 whole teaspoon of the chili powder. All right. And then after that, our recipe calls for 4 eggs. So we're gonna crack our 4 eggs into the bowl with our mixed vegetables and our seasoning.
And while Megan does that, I just want to point out that I know sometimes our athletes have an egg allergy. So if you are wondering if you could eat a recipe like this made with eggs, you can if you get one of the egg alternatives. So there's some vegan options out there. So it's not real egg. It's made with other ingredients, but they make it so it tastes and looks like egg. So you could get one of those alternatives and make this recipe with that.
What do you call this food she's making? What's the name?
So there's different names for this one. I like egg sunrise, and you can also call it a tomato omelet, a tomato stuffed omelet, or sunshine eggs. There's all different names for this particular one.
Yeah, I don't really like eggs, but yeah.
Okay, hopefully you'll like the next one. The next one's not going to use eggs. It's going to be a little bit different.
Excellent, thank you.
I can't wait to get the ingredients so I can try it because I love stuff, whatever you want to call this.
The stuffed pepper or stuffed tomatoes. So after we crack the eggs, we're gonna whisk it all together with our seasoning. We make that little omelet mix in there. And then this recipe does require an oven. So be careful when you guys are using an oven. Maybe make sure someone's around just to be careful of the flames and the hot plates as well. So we're gonna put, this recipe calls for I think it's 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm gonna put that in my pan, measure it out.
Yes.
That aside, and we're gonna turn it on the medium heat. All right. We're gonna twist that around a little bit. And then we're gonna take those circles that we cut in the beginning, the tomato circles, and we're gonna throw those on the stove. I'm just gonna cut off. My tomato has a little stem. I'm gonna try to cut it off. So we'll put those on there. Be careful since we are cooking with oil. You might want to maybe put it on a lower heat so it doesn't splatter. We're going to cook those for about 2 minutes until they get a little stronger together. And then after they cook for like 2 minutes total, we flip them after a minute, and then we're gonna put our omelet mixture inside them. So we'll wait for those to get cooking. While we wait for that, are there any questions or any points you guys like to mention? Yeah.
I'm an excellent cook.
Oh, good. You're probably better than me. I'm definitely not the best cook, but I love to cook.
I cook all my meals.
Oh, good.
I like to microwave meals.
Mm,
You could do healthy ones in there. I think Becca has a question too. Becca?
Yeah.
Both 89.
Becca, you want to unmute?
89 to 89.
How many here?
There you go.
All
All right, Becca has a question, guys.
Cheese on my omelet. It's so
You want cheese on it?
Hey, mushroom.
Yes.
My favorite food to eat. Eat healthy.
89.
Eat healthy.
It's good. That's what we want. And that's what we like to hear.
Over there. Go, sis. Go. Please. Go. And even if you guys also, if you don't like tomatoes, and this is like a recipe that you're thinking, oh, like I don't like tomatoes, this might not be for me. You can also take one of the bell peppers, like I was cutting, and you can kind of do the same thing. You can cut the outside and kind of make that the center or the outside of the omelet instead.
Yeah, the other day I was on Pinterest, and this is for Kimberly. I saw one where they did it with an onion.
Oh,
The
there you
outside
go,
was
Kimberly.
onion.
Perfect for you.
Oh yes. Oh yes. With onion, this girl will eat it.
So these are getting a little cooked up. So we're gonna flip them. And I have a gas stove, so generally the stuff that I have cooks a lot faster. That's pretty. All right. So we'll let that cook a little bit longer.
So if you could add any vegetable you wanted to add to this recipe and change it up, what would you guys add? Let's bring in a lot of color. Think about the rainbow. What color vegetables do you want to put in there?
How about corn?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms, great.
Corn.
Corn, absolutely.
Red
Carrots.
pepper.
Yes. Red pepper, you can put that in.
Red,
Carrots.
green, and orange. Red,
Cucumber.
yellow, and orange peppers I will use. And lots
Every
of
color of the
onions.
pepper, every color of the pepper, every type of onion. We got cucumber, I heard. We could definitely put that in there. Pretty much anything. Whatever vegetable you like, you can put in there. Dan,
Zucchini.
Pineapple.
you want to put an apple in?
I put scissors in the cup and snap small pieces.
I love that. That is an excellent trick. Thank you for sharing that. That's definitely going to keep your fingers safe, right?
Right.
Yes, look at that trick.
Pineapple.
So by the way,
Dan,
are a
can you
good
hold that
cook.
up real close to the camera? I want to see your chopped veggies. Oh, excellent. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're gonna dump this into our tomatoes since we're past that minute on each side. So we're gonna put them in the center, and I'll show you guys after I put them in the center. It's okay if you don't get it fully in. Like mine's a little bit running on the outside. And you might have some left over. So if you do have an extra tomato, that might be helpful to cut some more up, but I'll show you mine. They look kind of like that. So it's running a
Oh,
little
they're beautiful.
around the outside, but
It looks
That's like-
beautiful.
No,
Don't
it
they? She
It
did
looks
good.
delicious.
thank you, guys. So we'll let those cook for about 5 minutes each side. I have it a little bit on the lower setting, so we'll see, but I do have some leftovers. So if that happens to you guys, you could also just throw it on the pan and just make a little kind of scrambled vegetables.
I would.
Do you guys want me to add that to my pan?
Yeah.
There you go.
And even if you guys don't like the chili powder too, you can take that out of the recipe as well. I know some people might not. It's a got a little kick to it. Might be too spicy. I'm just gonna move the scramble part around a little bit.
Who's here for the first time doing the Zoom cooking with us? Because I do see some names I haven't seen before. How many? Denise, that's not your first time. You've been here many times. You can't fool me. I know you. I recognize you. Got a couple waving. Yeah, so hopefully you guys come back and join us every time. We do it about every other month, right, Caitlin and Dave? Every other month or so.
Yeah, typically
love
every
to
other
cook.
month. So our next one would be in April.
Can't wait.
What's the date of that one?
Do
What's
we
the
have
date
that
of the
date yet?
Good
Do we have
question. Yeah, I think
that?
we have that date.
I have it on the 18th, I
17th,
think.
the 18th.
18th, yeah, Monday.
Yeah, the next two activities, the trivia and the dance, can't go to because I have an exercise class, but I can come to the St. Patty's dance.
Nice.
And you got to wear green for that one, right?
Right, I just probably can't come to the other two though, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so if you guys have any requests for the next Zoom cooking, if there's this one, we did breakfast because you guys had asked for some breakfast ones, but if you have any requests for the next one, please share.
So I did flip these over just so you guys know. And so that's what I know I got my kind of scrambled stuff on the side, so it doesn't look so obvious, but we got the omelet at least in the tomato. So we're just gonna let that cook a little bit more, and then it's all done. I know some of you did mention you like cheese. If you want to throw a little bit of like some shredded cheddar on there, that might be a good option.
Yeah, melt it right on top. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions on the stuffed tomato omelets before we get on to the one with the beans? I got people shaking their head no, so I think they're good with that one, Megan.
All right, sounds good.
I want to
I
eat it.
shake my head.
Oh, and the great thing about these is you can, if you make up a couple, you can kind of have them throughout the week as well. Just heat them up.
Yeah, good meal prepping tip, Megan. It's always good to make a little extra, and that way it saves you time the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna cook these a little bit. So our next one is the British beans on toast. I put in the eggs. I know some of you don't like eggs. You can take that out completely. I just like to throw in a little eggs for extra protein, but if we go through the ingredients on that, they're kind of similar to what we had on our first one, but we are gonna need some baked beans as well. So with that, I got a separate pan over here. We're gonna take our olive oil again, and then we're gonna add a tablespoon of that, probably about 2 tablespoons. I have a bigger pan this time. And again, being careful with the stove top. And then we're gonna turn that on medium heat as well. So my stove is probably pretty warm still from the last one. Take a new spatula. Flip that around. All right. So for this part, we don't have to crack the egg. We can nix that part of the directions if you guys don't want to put an eggs on that. So instead, we can start with some tomato. So we can actually take some of the tomato from the first recipe. If you guys were kind of doing both of these during the same week, you might have some leftover tomato that you could use for this recipe. So we're gonna chop that up into smaller pieces again, being careful with our knife. And then we're gonna do about 1/4 of the tomato. So I'm just gonna chop the end of this tomato. And we're gonna add that to our frying pan. And again, if you guys don't like tomato, I know we're doing a lot of tomato. You can do, like you said, mushrooms or onions or peppers instead. So we're gonna throw that on our bowl.
So while Megan's doing that, I'll just mention that when you go to the grocery store, if you get similar items that you can use in more than one recipe, such as the tomatoes, it's going to save you time and money when you do it that way. So if you can get a bunch of tomatoes and use it in more than one meal, that really makes things a lot more efficient, and you can end up saving money that way.
And then this specific recipe called for some spinach. I just like to take a big handful of spinach and throw it in there. If you want to measure it, you can measure maybe about a cup in your measuring cup. So I'm going to throw a little bit more in there. And then we're going to mix that around. We're going to turn it on a little bit low heat so the vegetables don't get too overcooked. And then we're also we have a whole wheat bread for one of our other ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and I got my whole wheat bread in the toaster. We're going to get that cooking while that's going. And then since we're taking out the egg part of this recipe, we're gonna cut up some onion. Again, you don't have to do onion, you could do another vegetable, but we did use the onion in the first recipe, so that might be helpful for you guys to use it again.
Sorry, what is this recipe?
What was that?
What is this recipe that we're doing? The second one?
Yeah, this one is the British beans on toast. Real quick, easy breakfast. It has lots of fiber, protein, whole grains, all the great nutrients that you need to start off your day the right way.
What kind of beans are they?
These, you can actually use any type of bean that you like. So what Megan has today are the baked beans that already have some seasonings and flavorings in there, but you can start with just plain beans and make your own seasonings and add your own flavor to it.
Yeah, I got this one. It's a vegetarian baked bean, so it's got a little bit of spices in there, like Dr. Brown said.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm not a vegetarian, but I just thought I might try this kind of beans. I haven't tried it.
You like it? Cool.
What if somebody don't like beans?
Then this would be a recipe you're going to skip. This one would not be for you if you don't like beans at all, but you can always put something else on the toast. A lot of people like mashed avocado on there with an egg, or just to go with a nut butter on your toast. So peanut butter if you're not allergic to nuts. You can put your just egg right on there on the toast and just have it that way. Of course, the cheese and the egg and make it a breakfast sandwich. You could go that way.
I love green beans. They're good.
I'm trying to eat beans.
They're my favorites.
I'm
And if they're
trying-
allergic to cheese, they can use the lactose cheese to make it like not too much dairy for them.
What was
I'm
that,
trying to
Kimberly?
eat
How did
beans.
Like some people might be allergic to like dairy cheese, so they
Right.
might want to use different kind of cheese to help them.
That's right. So you can get one that doesn't have the lactose in it, or you can go with one of there's some vegan cheese options out there now. Again, it's not exactly the same type of cheese as others would be eating, but they make it really close. So it'll be very similar, but it won't have the lactose in it that you're not able to digest.
My brother John, he's a lactose. I can make it with lactose.
Okay. So no lactose, and then you wouldn't want the regular cheese. You'd have to get the special kind that's lactose free.
Okay. That's all.
Or
Okay,
just
yeah.
skip the cheese. You know, we don't always have to have the cheese on there. You can always skip it.
This is one pound at a time, like separate. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I did pour just about a half of a cup of the baked beans into my vegetable mixture on the pan. And that's getting pretty warm. Mix that around. And then my toast finished, so I'm just gonna plate my toast. If you guys did want to add an egg, this is gonna be the part where you put the egg on the toast and then you put the beans and the vegetables on top. Otherwise, we're just gonna throw those beans and spinach and onions and tomatoes right on top. And I don't know if you can see that. And we got a beautiful British beans on toast.
There it is.
I like that.
I'm trying to like beans. I'm trying to eat more beans.
Why, Denise? Because they've got a lot of great health benefits in them, right?
I don't really like beans, but I'm trying to eat them.
But you gotta do it. You don't need
Chili
a
beans
lot.
is good.
Just add a little bit here and there. If you
I
don't
made
like them,
this. I made
I'm gonna
this.
try. I'm gonna try all three
cornbread
recipes
taco
anyway.
bake.
Yes.
Nice. How was that?
Good.
Looks good.
Megan, you ever make Mexican food?
I do. I love Mexican food.
Me too. I like tacos, burritos. It's all good.
All good.
It's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah, definitely.
That's my favorite type of food. Do you guys have any other questions on how I made the British beans on the toast?
No.
I think Chloe was cooking alongside with you. Chloe, were you cooking with Megan?
Yes.
You have a finished product you'd like to show us?
Sure. Hold on. My K-Play was charging. Let's see. It's not the
Which one?
same, but
Which one did you make?
the omelet.
The omelet?
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Nice.
That looks so good, Chloe. Good job.
Nice job.
Is that
So I
what you're
don't
gonna have
have-
for dinner?
No,
You
I'm
have
probably gonna
breakfast
have,
for dinner?
I'm probably gonna have it for tomorrow probably tomorrow for breakfast.
That's
I
good. So
don't-
you've got it already prepared for breakfast.
Yeah,
Nice.
because I don't have the big tomatoes. I use little tomatoes.
That came out great. You did a good job.
Yeah, thank you.
It's gonna be a good meal.
All right. Any other questions for either of those breakfasts for Megan? All right. So what about the next time we do this? What do you guys want to see next time? What are some ideas for us?
Maybe make maybe a fruit salad.
You like fruit salad? We could do something with fruit. We actually haven't done much with fruit, so that's a good idea.
It is.
It is a good idea. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe like mini pies.
Like dessert type pies or more savory, like a meat pie or something and along those lines.
Maybe like a dessert pie.
Okay. So maybe a
Or
healthy
maybe-
version of a pie. You know,
Yeah.
we need to go to Kimberly on that. Kimberly is the queen of baking.
I know.
Yes. Yes.
I have an actual
Yeah.
idea.
My
Maybe-
specialty is brownies, and that's been my number one.
I have an idea.
What do you got for an idea? Let's hear it.
Maybe we can make a fruit kebab.
Oh, I love that idea. So just alternating different fruits on instead of the meat that you would put on a grill, right? That kind of idea?
What'd you say, Mom? Maybe a cobbler.
Cobblers, okay.
How about a pizza?
Oh, pizzas would be fun too.
Oh, yeah.
I love pizza because I can have that for
So-
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So if we did the pizza, we're definitely gonna do the fruit one with the fruit kebabs. I think that's fun. We can put that together. But if we did a pizza, how would we make it a healthy pizza that still tastes good? Because
How
we
about
don't
a
want healthy
cookie
food that doesn't
meatloaf?
taste good.
Yes, good idea.
What did you say?
Lots of
Cauliflower.
vegetables.
Cauliflower pizza.
Hello, Denise.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, hello.
So cauliflower pizza, Dan, do you have an idea on that?
How about a turkey meatloaf?
Oh, we haven't done a meatloaf either. I love all these
Yeah.
things. We've got ideas for the next year, Caitlin.
I know. I'm writing these down. I gotta write these down.
For me, I like the veggie pizza because it has different veggies on top.
Okay, so if we do a pizza, then we want to make sure that the toppings are pretty much mainly vegetables, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and why is that?
Because it has onions and I love onions.
But are they healthy? Are they good for you, Kimberly?
Yeah, veggies are good for you because our goal actually is trying to eat 5 fruits and veggies every day.
Exactly. Absolutely good. Perfect answer. That's what we're shooting for.
The
How about
first
sweet
5.
onions?
Sweet onions, like the Vidalia onions. Those are good to put on pizza for sure.
Pickled
Becca,
onions.
you had a question, Becca?
Yeah. Taco salad.
Taco salad?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like different kinds. I like cheese, salsa with sangria.
You want a taco salad?
So can we see that? Let's see. We had that recipe. That was a taco salad that someone made and just showed us.
Veggie pizza like beans and broccoli and carrots and all that.
You want to put all that in there? That's good.
Oh, Dave, question for you.
What?
Question. Yeah,
Yeah.
to get the video, right?
Yes.
Thank you for all your patience.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
My mom got her that's a hectic, you know. So
Okay.
she's gonna put the other way.
No problem. Jeff, you had a question?
Yeah, maybe we can make pasta or Mexican food would be good. Or maybe even
Alright,
Chinese food. Just ideas.
So
We gotta
try and
figure
make
that
a
You're making me
healthy
hungry.
version. I know, he's
All
making
right.
me hungry too.
They're just ideas. Okay, well.
No, they're good
Already had
ideas.
dinner.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sure thing.
And I think Dan, did you have
Regina.
one too?
Higher.
Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry. I love garlic.
Yeah, don't we all? Yes, yum.
Yeah, garlic.
So we want to make something, maybe one of the pasta. We can make a pasta dish with some garlic in there for you, Dan. So, okay. Well, we got quite a list here. That's good.
Or fettuccine, like the broccoli, the cauliflower. I mean,
Put that in with the pasta and the
Yeah.
garlic.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Broccoli, cauliflower, lots of garlic, maybe lots of onions
I am, Mom.
and
I like
Pasta.
sauteed onions.
yes.
And
Could saute
Elizabeth,
those first.
Elizabeth put in the chat that she would like brownies or cake.
they're nice too, huh?
All right, brownies or cake. Yeah, I don't know. I think we've done just one muffin. I don't think we've done many desserts or anything along those lines. So we could add that to the list.
How about
How about chocolate
cheesecake?
chip?
Cheesecake.
That'd be good too.
You guys do
We're talking
realize
about
this
the-
is a
the
healthy
cheesecake
athletes
bites.
Zoom.
Cheesecake bites.
We would definitely need to tweak
maybe
the
make,
recipes to make
uh,
them healthier. But there's ways to do it.
For apples.
How about
Actually, I got some. When I make brownies or pancakes, I add applesauce to
And
replace the oil.
yes, very good. So that is one of the tricks that you can use to make the desserts or even the pancakes a little healthier. So that's a
Yep.
really good tip.
I learned that by myself.
You did, because you do some research all on your own, right, Denise? You look
Yes,
things up
because
and learn.
I know how to cook. My mom did teach me, but I learned on my own.
That's good. It's not easy to learn, so it's good that you're doing the research and doing your homework on that.
Yep.
Smoothies, yes.
You know what? I make my own smoothies too.
There's a lot, yeah, there are a lot of desserts in this chat box, guys.
I know how to make my own smoothies.
So we had a smoothie not too long ago. I don't know if you guys remember when our chef for the day was our Hartford Athletic soccer team's goalie. And when he came in, he made a smoothie, if you guys remember that one. And he made it with a noodle bowl that night. We had those two recipes.
What kind of smoothie was it?
Oh, geez. He had a couple different fruit in there. He used almond milk.
Nice.
He used a little bit of added protein in there. And then, yeah, just blended it all up and just had a quick little smoothie while he was cooking, just so that, he didn't get too hungry. All right, so I have this nice long list here. We'll pick from this list for the next time in April. And then we'll go from there. So if you don't have the
Okay.
recipe already, then I know that you'll receive it from either Caitlin or somebody will send it out to you.
Okay, everybody, before we go, I'm just gonna put in the chat one more time. Well, I don't know, it seems to not be working and putting everything in, but email me if you need me to send you the links, and I'm gonna turn it over to Caitlin so she could end this program for you guys. And I'd like to thank Megan and Melissa. Everybody give them a round of applause.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, big applause for
I
Megan.
just have a suggestion.
Thank
Yes.
you.
A refried bean Mexican casserole dish.
A refried bean Mexican casserole dish. I'm putting it on the list.
That's my favorite.
How you doing, Anna?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Anna, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thanks a lot. You're a good
All right.
listener.
Well, thank you everybody for joining. And yes, Dr. Brown and Megan, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm looking forward to making the British beans toast. And I have the list too for of all of your suggestions. And if you do make, any of these over the next week or so, feel free to send pictures to us, whether it's via the Fit 5 Facebook group, you want to share it in there,
Yes.
or
yes.
just send it to my email. We'd love to see them and see what you're cooking.
I agree with Caitlin. I love seeing all the posts that you guys put up on the Fit 5 group. I'm in there. I see, when you put up your pictures, I love seeing the healthy dishes you make. So if you make these or any others, I'm looking for them.
I got the links to the next things. I'm just waiting to sign up for them till after this is over.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you back here in April for the next cooking class.
Okay.
If you are.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Megan.
Bye.
Thank you.